What you want? What you want?
Hello, this is the Black White Soul, and welcome to Transformers Versus. Today we have Generations Nightbeat versus Transformers Prime Hotshot. Today's theme is Bumblebee repaints. Let us start off with Nightbeat. I've literally got this in the last few days, and it looks beautiful, nice vibrant blue. And this is a repaint of Generations Bumblebee. See his weapon on the side there. Nice weapon. Does split in half so you can put it on either side of the vehicle mode. But I like to differentiate my Bumblebee and my Nightbeat by keeping his stuck together as a solo blaster. But yeah, look at that. Lovely colours. Lovely tempo on the side. Oh, it's fairly obvious what he is. How he's going to transform, but yeah, lovely looking car. And then we have a repaint of Transformer Prime Bumblebee. So he's got his laser blasters there. Let's just put those off to the side. Yeah, only spot for them is that one port on the front of him. So there's not much else you can do with them. But they do stack together. But again, look at this lovely blue. Now, Hotshot is traditionally yellow. But because a yellow repaint of a Bumblebee would be Bumblebee, they went blue. And I think this looks much better. Giving it these yellow and going into orange and red accents. Beautiful looking. Rear lights, very good. And again, you can fairly see there's you basically see very similar sort of styles going on, but that's always Bumblebee. Always got the door motif going on. Only issue with this guy is this bonnet bit does not stick down. This there's an automorph gimmick in there, which is quite cool, but it does. Now look, painted rims. Fantastic. This is the favourite thing. Not so much here. But good, but they've both got lovely headlights. Here's unfortunately sort of all done in silver. Looks good, but this has actually got clear plastic headlights. Nice painted front grille. Blue windows. I always like it when they're not clear. I wish these were darker blue like this, but still looks nice. Look at that. Painted back windows, even this has got the exhaust taken out. Only thing this is missing is there is no back window here. Even the Bumblebee had a painted back window. But here, look, you get plastic. But I think it's due to the transformation this has to do that they can't have this as clear, a separate piece of plastic. But still, they could have put like a lighter blue here or something. But yeah, this looks good. Now, let's see what they look like with some of their cohorts. Let's bring in a Bumblebee, of course. This is Age of Extinction Bumblebee from the 4th movie. And yeah, see, matches pretty much up. It's sort of a bit more blocky, is Nightbeat. But yeah, fairly the same size. Again, pretty much figure out from the bottom what's going to happen. And yeah, Hotshot a bit more stout, not as long. I think the Prime cars did a real good job of actually like mass shifting, of really compacting everything up. But yeah, look good together. And of course, Nightbeat's mold mate, this Bumblebee. See what I mean about that back window? But yeah, you can see just, I like it when they emphasize different things, different paints. Just makes it have that different look to it. And yeah, see how it sizes up? Well, since these two have been together, you know how they size up. And here we are. G1 Nightbeat. This is a toy from my childhood. You see, they're actually similar sizes. Now, This figure did start off more like this colour, but it's just faded over time. But yeah, you can really see they've done a good job of sort of matching him up. Painted windows, but no rims. Yeah, it looks really nice. I really like the updated look. Stuck to the toy. As far as I know, the toy wasn't really, well, Nightbeat wasn't in a cartoon. He's in the comics, but this is still a different look to his comics. Let's compare him with a Prime Voyager and a Generations Voyager. You see, these are actually in really good scale. Got them with hoist. Is it hoist or hoist or grapple? I think a hoist. Look really good together. So this is just a massive block of Transformer. Then you got with Prime. What is his name? Swerve. I really wanted this mold. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a knockout mold. Knockout? No. Breakdown mold. But I just had to get one, so I ended up finding a Swerve. And yeah, you can see this is just a chunky brick. But again, like, the mass is really squashed down, the same length. But just, yeah, this is a chunky brick of a figure.
What you want, what you want.
Okay, and here they are in robot mode. Here is the lovely Nightbeat. Love these colours. Face, no light piping, eyes are painted over, which is weird, because they sort of even painted the light piping red. So I don't see why they didn't just paint the whole thing blue. So it would just be a helmet. So they made fake light piping. But yeah, I think his face got really good. You got the nice little antennae. Yeah, I just love these big shoulder pads. Gun looks good. A bit of an odd gun, but it still works. It's still functional. But yeah, but I just love these colours. Nice chest plate. Again, like different accents. Having these bits plain blue just makes him look different from Bumblebee. And yeah, lovely legs. Movement, absolutely fine, no issues. The only pain in the arse is like these leg panels. One of them's fine, but one of them, as you'll have seen in the previous segment, made it so it took me 8 minutes to transform him, just because it is so hard. And it's such a minute thing. Basically, this window slides over so it's flush here. And one of the legs, it just absolutely gets stuck, and you have to really force it and wiggle it, and it takes a while. But on the look of this figure, and having the flames hit on these windows, looks so nice. And yeah, you can see the similarities between a Bumblebee mould. But this has got the more the Revenge of the Fallen and first movie thing where the chest is the front of the car, which, because of this automorph, it gets this nice sort of raised section, so it doesn't just look like a front of a car, it's sort of angled. Does mean it's got a bit of weird shoulders, they sort of go in rather than just forward and back. So they go in at this angle. So they do sort of get a bit in the way, but he's got enough movement in the shoulder that you can alleviate it and get around. Again, flaming door panels. It's kind of sort of matching on these guys. But yeah. Again, completely different head sculpt. Bit odd, but he's got this fantastic gimmick of, boom, goggles. And that's what the original Hot Shot had in the cartoon, was these goggles. Really nice feature. Didn't have to do it, but it looks good. And yeah, I like his little blasters, they fit on his arms. Sort of cool Bumblebee-esque weapons. But yeah. Again, he's got this... the middle is just so thin. Like, Nightbeat's quite well proportioned, but he's got this massive chunky top and then really tiny waist. And it's sort of filled in here. It's just by that back panel getting there. But yeah, it's really thin legs and then massive fat feet. Just because it is just purely the car rotated round. But yeah, still think he looks really, really good. I much prefer these two figures as Nightbeat and Hotshot than I do as Bumblebee. They look really good. I'm going to give Nightbeat back his gun. And I'm going to bring out G1 Nightbeat. You can see the flame and just where it's a very similar pattern to that original G1 flame, just shrunk. And I've got the yellow bit on the chest where he had a full yellow chest because he is, boom, a headmaster. Just say hi to this little guy. He should have 2 more little black guns that stick on the side, which then gives you sort of that black antenna look. But I've lost those over the years. Also, he should have a black handgun, but again, I've lost that. But yeah, you can see all the visual cues are there. This is a really good choice for a Nightbeat mould. Apart from maybe could have these legs yellow, but I think I prefer them black. Just to match in. Yeah, nice looking figure. And yeah, actually sizes quite well with G1. And let's get in 2 more deluxe classes. Generations Bumblebee. We know how this size is going to look, but I just wanted to put them next to each other. You can see where he's got the extra stripes, just make him look different. You can see the absolute difference in those head molds. And yeah, just where it's like opposite, because he's got yellow accents while he's got grey accents. And yeah, and the way I have Bumblebee with his split and Nightbeat with the combined cannon. But yeah. You've got Age of Extinction, where he doesn't have doors hanging off the back of him. He's actually like quite nicely compact. There's not too much of like a backpack and not much sticking off of him. But yeah, I actually really like this Age of Extinction figure. See, they size up and it's got more of a human type mould, while this is nice and blocky. It's a bit more fluid and streamlined. So there, the prime's just a little bit short. But they do actually, funnily enough, these two have the matching feature. Which is easier. There we go. Where he lowers his battle mask and he's got his goggles. But yeah, really nice size. And then let's compare these two to a Prime, Voyager, and a Generations Voyager. You can, despite him being drunk, yeah, my one's got really loose hips. Yeah, Generations Hoist is just a huge block of a figure. Definitely taller. He's actually about the same height as... See that Nightbeat's got a bit more height on Hotshot. Actually, there's not much in it height-wise. There's a little bit. But yeah, he's dwarfed by Generations. But look how thick this thing is. He's even wider than the door panels on Nightbeat. And, as always, let's bring in the leader class. Revenge of the Fallen. Looking back together. And Masterpiece. And there, again, you can see they are dwarfed. But still look really nice. So you can figure out the size between them. Okay, as for a winner, I actually really like this mould. My issue is this doesn't sit down quite as well as it should do, and you've got a choice. It sort of will either sit in there really well, or it sometimes just doesn't push down enough either way. But still, it's not a bad figure. It's got a bit wonky on the old shoulders. Colours are really nice, the red and the blue. But got to give it. I love this Nightbeat. As soon as I saw these colours and this paint, it's amazing. Only issue is that one panel. If that could be fixed, this would be such a better figure, because it's the same issue on the Bumblebee. But it's just a little annoyance. Frankly, you don't... unless you like absolutely you have to transform it perfectly, it only leaves like a tiny gap if it's not pushed all the way. But yeah, so I'm picking Nightbeat. Beats Transformers Prime Hotshot. If you want me to do any particular figures, just ask. I'll tell you if I've got them. If you can think of just any general themes that I could do, then let me know. And let me know which figure you think's better. And so on and so forth. And until next time, like, subscribe, and TTFN.